I will be focused only on domestic arbitration, the disputes, because much as we talk about the international arbitration and international disputes. Our dispute starts from contract documents. We have two type of contracts in Pakistan. One is the national competitive bidding, which is financed by government Pakistan, and one is the international contracts. International contracts document condition of contracts are FIDIC based, so it is all the condition of FIDIC. And in those documents, the mechanism of disputes are stipulated. The engineer, then the DR dispute resolution board, and then arbitration. In Pakistani contract, there are that has been prepared by the British called Pakistan Standard Building Documents, prepared by Pakistan Engineering Council, and it is mandatory to be adopted in all our infrastructure projects in Pakistan. But as a practice, it is in large mega projects, it is implemented according to Pakistan and standard building documents, but in the provincial governments and the local governments, they have their own documents, which is biased towards the client, and it's one-sided agreements. Now, when the dispute arises in this FIDIC case in the Pakistani projects, infrastructure projects, so the case has been referred on the engineer. If it is an international consortium of consultants, so you have a fair decision by the engineer, and if it is the Pakistani consultants, then there is a fear by them until they do a fair way, they will not get jobs in future by the client. So mostly the engineer decision is not in favor of the contract, or it's not fair. So the second tier of resolving the dispute is the DRB, Dispute Resolution Board, which is in the World Bank and Nation Meet Fund federal projects. There is a very good mechanism, because whatever that is a timeline of 24 days, and whatever decision is given, it has to be implemented to go further into the next tier of dispute mechanism, like that is an arbitration. Now, arbitration, to evoke arbitration took more than 1 to 2 years from the client that the arbitration process is evoked here. And once the arbitrators are appointed with sole arbitrator, or then arbitrator from both the parties and then empire, so usually it is 90 days in 1942 Arbitration Act, but it took more than 6 to 7, 8 months. And then there comes the third process of arbitration, which is to be act of rule of court. Now, rule of court is in civil code, which takes maybe 1 or 2 years, and then once it has been done as a rule of court, that is the last step, which is award or implementation. That again take 1 or 2 years. So altogether, we have 5 to 7 years in this process. And what happens when the projects and the companies, when they see this is a long process, 90% of the companies, they leave their claims as it is, because in this process, most of the companies, they lost their interest, and they lost interest in the process. Justice Ciarb has said that in his presentation that 1942 Act is very good. We need Ciarb to, now when we come, so there will be a good arbitrators, there will be good lawyers, there will be they will be regulated. But whatever endeavor this it's a very good opening, and it's a very good start. But even Ciarb will act according to the local law. And unless and until the 1940 Arbitration Act is not changed, they will be ineffective. And I suggest that privilegedly, which can be done by, because all these laws are controlled by the high priest. So what administrative changes can be done, it has to be done immediately, and where the law is to be changed, definitely we as contractor association and definitely the legal experts will lobby to the parliament that we change the law altogether with judiciary, with this CRNE, and with, as we are main effective of this 1940 Arbitration Act, and altogether once we change it, and definitely we can reduce from 2,000 days of arbitration process to maybe 300 days or 400 days of arbitration process, and definitely with this chapter of Institute of Arbitrators, we will overcome the shortage of good arbitrators, lawyers, and understanding of the arbitration. But unless and until we change the law, nothing can change this slow process of award and arbitration resolving a dispute. I would definitely like to recommend my government and our judicial system that Mr. Ahmed Ali, his experience that how we transform in Qatar the merger of arbitration, arbitration dispute resolution, and the legal system together, and apparently he got very good results. So we will like to use experience already been done and the efforts already been done in Qatar, and definitely Qatar was saying as we are and our process is a little bit better, but I'm not sure not very much difference. So I will be focused only to this local arbitration act to be changed at any cost. I and we all welcome Justice Nasir Ali Shah, the Justice of Supreme Court, to this court. And I will end up to the presence of Justice Shah. Yes, unless and until we change the 1940 Arbitration Act to 2021 or 2022, or called the 3 Arbitration Act of Pakistan, we will not achieve any significant results from the alternate dispute resolution. And definitely we will request our judiciary that whatever administrative change can bring and reduce the procedure of this arbitration, it will definitely help in resolving our issues of the infrastructure projects. And I would tell the audience that our GDP 12% is consumed by our construction sector, and after agriculture, construction sector is the second largest job provider to the community, and at a very, let's say, I would say, depressive result of our own infrastructure in the last 70 years, that we have reduced in this system only one company which is working internationally, and that is also not very well known. They are working only in the Middle East, and definitely it's a billion-dollar company. In the 70 years, we have not produced any significant company because of all this legal and legal system and the arbitration system, which definitely not allowed to grow the local construction industry. Thank you very much.